everyone, it's Jill Broadbent and welcome to my craft room. I started outside so you could get a peek at my doorknobs. It was one of my favorite little details in designing this room. And I have to say, I spent a lot of years crafting at the kitchen counter or under a bed in a guest room. And so when I was able to design my space when we finished our basement, I felt so grateful to be able to pick and choose a lot of the details that went into this space specifically for crafting. So here I'm just going to show you around. I've got all my washi tape on big binder rings, and so I just am able to fish through those. I love that way to have them on display and easily accessible when I want one of the many options of washi tape. And this little corner is where I have a lot of my paper collections, as well as drawers with lots of stamps and different embellishments. Rub-ons. Who still keeps all of their rub-ons? I can't get rid of them. I love them. Along with a lot of chipboard numbers and letters, I find that even though they're really old, I still love them and use them all the time. I've got an entire drawer dedicated to mixed media pour paints and resin, and then we move on to the stamp drawers. I did work for Close to My Heart for many, many years, and so this is just a little bit of the stamps that I've had over the years. I've whittled down my collection, and they're organized by theme, so I can easily find them. I loved the storage organization of those envelopes. It made it so easy to store my stamps. So that's all in one little corner. Then below my window, I have a bin that has all of kind of the current paper collections to work with. And here you can see the back wall of my craft room. So I'll go through all the details, but I did go through and make cupboards for certain things, drawers for certain things, and it's really been beneficial as I've organized over the years. So here's the first cupboard, and you can see I keep things like overstock of adhesive, the Cricut, the die cut machine. A lot of my tools and things are in that cupboard. Then I go down through the drawers. I've got embossing powders and glue guns, then a drawer full of tags. I've got a lot of extra room in that one. It's just kind of been a place I've kept a lot of tags. This is a drawer full of kits that are pre-designed and ready to assemble. Then I still have a drawer full of my punches. I still find that I use a lot of them. I've cleared out a bunch, but I still have a lot that I use from time to time. So in this next bay of drawers, you can see I have a shallow drawer and then two really deep drawers. This drawer has all of my painting and lettering and calligraphy supplies. And then the bottom drawer has a lot of overstock of canvases and projects that are more of 3D project things. This is my countertop. It is one of my favorite things just to kind of enjoy collecting and putting things that mean a lot to me on my counter on display. It makes this craft room personal to me. I've got things I've collected over the years, trips, photos that mean a lot, things I've found at antique stores, and souvenirs from all different places, and I love having them all in a fun visual spot in my craft room. So just above the counter, I've got a bay of cupboards, and here in the top cupboard on the left, I've got all of my photos. So these are printed photos organized by year, and now that there's the Persnickety box, I have those for each month, and I love that subscription. Then I did a couple cupboards that have seated glass. I wanted to be able to make some of them display and be a really pretty visual spot, but also the seated glass helps when it's not perfectly organized. But this is where I keep things I don't access a lot that I kind of like to have on display. My idea books, a lot of different pictures, and albums and things that I keep. So that is in the seated glass cupboards. And the last one that is glass front has a lot of sewing materials in that black and white box and some other overflow items that I can keep in the boxes. And then when you come to the more closed cupboards, they're more for the function of this is an entire cupboard of mini albums that aren't designed yet. So I've got a lot of work to do with how many mini albums I keep. This is the other corner of my countertop, and you can see again it's just a collection of all the things that mean the most to me that I've gathered over the years, and I love having that. Now the next side of the cupboards has another tall cupboard. This is where I keep all of my collections and kits that I'm currently working with. So each little bin is a different collection. And so I have that to access really easily. And at the top of that, I have all of my kids' albums. Then in these drawers, they're a medium depth, kind of normal size drawer. And I've got all of my cards and envelopes, a lot of gifting supplies. This entire drawer is full of pocket cards that definitely need to get organized. And then this is just generic crafts, lots of coffee filters and pom-poms and things like that. Now this bay of drawers I designed specifically to be very shallow for embellishments. The top drawer, I just can't change it out. I never use eyelets and brads anymore, but the drawer, when I open it, makes me so happy. Those are just the velvet jewelry organizers, and they were really inexpensive, and they worked great for taking everything out of its packaging and being able to sort them into different size compartments. This third drawer is all pens, journaling, shimmer brushes, all kinds of sprays and things like that. And then just a few more drawers that are all embellishments, just tons of fun little add-ons and things that I've collected. Again, I take them out of the packaging whenever possible so that they're really easy to kind of shop through and use. But I've got a big stash that fills about 3 different drawers, and I love having that narrow drawer option, so that's been really good. This bottom drawer is all shaker bits and sequins and glitter things. So then on the bottom part of the cabinet are, again, cupboards. And so this is where I have all of my paper trimmers, my sheet protectors, lots of different supplies that way. The middle one is all cardstock, and so I've got all of my cardstock organized by color in bins there, and 8.5 by 11 on the shelf above that. And then the last one has all of my stickers, a lot of different Allie Edwards kits and other collections that I have there, and a lot of my mixed media supplies are in that cupboard. So that is all of the built-in supplies. This desk is a new addition to my craft room, and I stand when I scrapbook, so I love having this desk that is countertop high. This corner is everything that I use on the regular, a lot of things that I reach for time and time again, and then a candle that I love that smells like tennis. Then here are the bottom portions of this countertop. It's got cubbies, and so I keep things there that I use a lot. A whole cubby of foam tape, journaling pens, all of my inks are accessible there as well. I have a lot of embellishments and things, and then all of my lettering pens and markers. So this desk becomes really functional and obviously not super organized. That's a whole drawer of adhesive. Then I have a whole drawer of acrylic blocks, so I can grab those when I need for stamping. And then the last one has erasers, X-Acto knives, and lots of different things that I find myself needing all the time. So I keep those drawers kind of filled with the things I grab all the time while I'm creating. Okay, so then on the far wall, you can see I have a lot of other supplies that I use often and like to have on display, mainly because it brings a lot of color. This little table was our very first dining room table that was a hand-me-down from my mother-in-law, and so I love still having that as part of our house. And then things that I've either designed or made over the years. This is she art. That was a class I took many years ago, and I made those to represent grandparents. Then I have a whole wall of paints and mixed medias. This has lots of Vicki Boutin, some scrapbook.com color pops, some Dr. Martin's paints, and then again, all my Ranger texture pastes and products. I love having all of those on display and then being able to grab those and use them from that wall. This has just been a place where I've collected a lot of special things over the years. So it's a magnetic board, and it has quotes, printables that I've received, notes from people, and then I have a ribbon dispenser that is attached to the wall, and so I have just bolts of ribbon there that I can access really easily. Thanks so much for coming along on this craft room tour today. I hope you found a few ideas that might be useful to you. I truly love seeing other people's organization and inspiration, and I really enjoyed being able to share a little piece of mine with you today.